Hello, welcome to my predictions video. This is Sergey Kovalev versus Andre Ward. So, as everyone does know, last couple of days there's a big announcement in the light heavyweight division. Andre Ward was going to defend his belts against former light heavyweight champion Sergey Kovalev. Everyone knows about the fight who's watched it. Last November, Kovalev, who was the champion, went up against former super champion Andre Ward, and there's a controversial result in some people's eyes. Andre Ward beat Kovalev by decision. So now there's been a lot of outcries for the actual rematch, and some people thought it wasn't going to happen, but of course now it has. So now they're going to schedule the fight in June 17th, which would be a great fight for the middle of the year. It could be potentially fight of the year, who knows, but normally when you get a rematch, sometimes it doesn't sort of, match the first fight, or sometimes it just doesn't really hit the same levels as the first fight, because maybe they've already spent the ring with each other, they know their styles, they know what they're good at and bad at, so maybe sometimes they could sort of be a bit like, not scared, be a bit like afraid to sort of throw punches, or because they don't want to sort of make mistakes. A good example of this would be George Groves versus Carl Froch. First fight, Carl Froch wasn't nowhere near as good as he normally is. George Groves took advantage. He started the fight really well, catching Groves with clean hard shots. Eventually got stopped by a controversial decision. So there's an outcry for a rematch, and in the rematch, George Groves and Carl Froch were quite sort of, I guess, how do you say it? They were quite sort of not negative in their approaches, but they were very cautious, only throwing shots when needed to, and eventually Carl Froch opened up and knocked George Groves out. I'm not saying this will be exactly the same, because it's a completely different fight. I do think Andre Ward will be a lot better in this fight, because unfortunately I didn't watch it when it was live back in November. I watched it sometime after, and it was a quite close decision, because Kovalev had his moments. He got knocked down in round 2, and he wasn't there just to be bullied about. So Andre Ward had his work cut out for him. But of course, I do think the telling boxing skills of Andre Ward did become the factor in the end. With this fight, of course, I do think Andre Ward will win. But then again, like I said, if Andre Ward goes with the same game plan as he had in the first fight, it could be the same sort of story. But then again, I do think Andre Ward's he's the better athletic person, better boxer. He's just overall the better boxer out of the two. Nothing wrong with Kovalev. He's a great fighter. He's strong. He's got a good heart. He's got good power, and he deserves to be in the big fights because he's an excellent fighter. But when it comes to still natural skill and stability to cut off the ring, have more intelligence, combinations, I do think Andre Ward trumps Kovalev in those departments. It's still going to be a great fight, because when you've got two top quality fighters, same weight class, I guess you would say they're in their primes, but some people say Andre Ward's prime is gone because of his lack of activity in previous years and his promotional ties and his injuries, as I said. Kovalev could be in his prime. It remains to be seen. I think his prime could maybe have been when he started becoming the champion and slowly collecting different belts over the years. That could be sort of his prime years, but you don't know, because I know this fight he just lost against Ward was his first professional defeat. But sometimes all you can do is your best. And like I said at the beginning of the video, many people did say that he deserved the victory, he did enough, but unfortunately the judges didn't see it like that. So now he's got a second chance to prove it. I do think he has to win this fight by knockout, because it depends on who the judges are. Every judge, as you know, judges on different sort of, aspects, like maybe the telling punches, the sound of the punches. I don't know. Everyone has their own judging style, of course. But for him to win this fight, I do think he's got to be not go all out for it, because I don't think that'd be a good idea. Because if he scatters out, Andre Ward is going to pick him off from start to finish, if that's the case. But if he does, if he goes out there with a quick game plan and he catches him, not necessarily early, because Kovalev's got great power, and I think he can knock him down at any point, because we've seen he can knock him down in the first fight. But it just all depends how the game plan unfolds for Kovalev. Andre Ward, if he has a better game plan than he did in the first fight, because he was obviously wide open for the knockdown, I don't think that would happen. If Andre Ward probably prepared better, I'm not saying he's taken lightly, because this is a great fighter in Kovalev, but maybe the game plan wasn't good in some aspects. But like I said, if he goes in the right game plan, he should win quite comfortably. I think after the fight, say if Ward wins, which he should do, I think there's been talks of him retiring. I'm not sure if these rumours is true. These could be weak rumours. I don't actually know. But because I think he's 32 now, I think, if that's correct. And of course, two-weight world champion, held multiple world titles in both light heavyweight and super middleweight divisions. People have now said online, and the Ring magazine ratings have currently ranked him as pound best fighter in the world. Personally, I think that's wrong because Roman Gonzalez, even though he lost his first professional fight, was the current number one pound best fighter in the world, and that was a great fight. And I actually watched that because that was only last month, and that was a really great fight. I don't think, in my opinion, you should lose your pound for pound sort of status at the top if you have a great fight. And there's rumours of rematch as well, but the WBC have granted that rematch, by the way, as well, on the side note. But I think if you have a great fight and it's a great fight in every aspect of the word, and you do your absolute best, I don't think Roman Gonzalez deserved to lose his number one ranking. Same as I don't think Andre Ward deserved to go up. I'm not sure what position he was before the Kovalev fight, but now as the ratings have sort of been adjusted, I don't think Ward should be number one. But that's what they've done. Who knows? He could be there for a lot longer. He might have been there for a short while. If he loses, who knows? He might be juggled up again. Like I said, if he wins this fight, who knows what's going to happen to his career? If Kovalev wins the fight, it might. You never know. I know Alexander and Stevenson, there was talks of them two fighting way back, and I know they fight on different networks now, but you never know. It could be a huge unification fight. But Adonis Stevenson is with Showtime now, I think, and I think if he was going to fight them, it should have been back when Stevenson was a bit more, not in his prime, but sort of, I guess, in that sort of scene, because you've got like Ward, Kovalev as the sort of main competitors in light heavyweight division. A lot of, I guess, fringe contenders or sort of world title challengers. And you've got Adonis Stevenson on the side. His name doesn't really sort of get mentioned in this sort of light at the minute. Maybe because he doesn't want to fight him. Maybe he's getting too old. So who knows? Maybe he doesn't want to fight him. I don't actually know the reason. I don't really follow Adonis Stevenson that much, to be honest. Like I said, with the fight coming up June 17th, it's going to be a great fight, I think. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of the fight and what do you think is going to happen. If you enjoyed it, give it a like and share as well if you can. And I'll see you in the next boxing video.